improve the perception of corruption on our country. So with the new leader in the ombudsman and the primary corruption fighter of our country, anong nakikita nyo, ombudsman? How do we improve the corruption perception of our country? How do we improve this scores? And hopefully we can sana ma-break natin 100, no, para mag-improve naman yung ating standing in the world. In fact, if you look at Vietnam, mas mababa pa tayo sa Vietnam, no? So in your opinion and analysis, how can we improve the perception of corruption of our country?
So I think that the way that we should run this office is to be transparent and reachable to all. It should be people should have access to the office of the ombudsman. I believe also that we should handle public interest cases where the Filipinos as consumers are being given a raw deal by utility companies that are monopolies in nature and abuse practices and have abusive practices such as telcos, data providers, water utility providers, electricity providers, so that people know that they have a right to a better service than that being given, and we intend to clamp down on regulators given this. So we can see that corruption happens not only in local government offices or in national offices, but it happens also to regulatory agencies that have the responsibility to uplift the lives of Filipinos. I think that is one of the things that has not been neglected in the mandate of the Ombudsman that we intend to tap, Mr. Chairman. And I believe that it will improve our perception of how government can function better.
I was reading the Ombudsman law. Even red tape is part of the mandate of Ombudsman. No? And red tape for me is one of the biggest roadblocks why we as a country is not progressing. Hindi natin, imbis na padaliin natin yung buhay ng mga negosyante natin, mas pinahihirapan natin with whether intentionally or unintentionally, pinahihirapan natin. Meron nga akong isang example na parating ginagamit. Meron tayong dito sa bansa natin, kung hindi ka kasali, meron kang dapat nakunin na certification of parang certification of parang non-inclusive or hindi ka kasali doon, no? Hindi ka nakakasali pero dapat kumuha ka pa ng certification na hindi ka kasali. So it defeats the purpose of eliminating red tape, no? So and then I discovered in my readings that red tape is also part of the mandate of the Ombudsman. And before I recognize the Secretary, let me acknowledge Senator Lauren Legarda.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to greet and congratulate our longtime friend and a very honest and dedicated public servant, the new Ombudsman, former Justice Secretary, and of course the Ombudsman family. I don't recall kung sino po ang bago, sino ang luma, but I used to handle this budget. And do I have the time to ask now, or you're asking?
I'm wrapping up now.
You're wrapping up.
I'm wrapping up now.
My question will just be on the environmental ombudsman, which was there before. That's my concern lang. But after you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, I'll wrap up lang, ma'am. Yung sa red tape, no? So that's also one thing, ombudsman, that we need to look at. Meron tayong anti-red tape authority, but the anti-red tape authority is, I know that they suggest, they also analyze what needs to be done, but in prosecute rest with the ombudsman. And I think that's also one thing that we need to look at, no? Yung red tape, yan ang pumapatay sa negosyo, no? Yeah.
Sir, as we actually last week, within this week, I think Tuesday, we met with the Philippine Competition Commission because of the problems that adhere to the mandate of the Philippine Competition Commission, so we can support each other. And we will do the same thing with the ITA, so that they can be able to inform us of things that we have to move, to live within the borders of government, to make things move. And the problem with actually one of the things that has to be done, that anti-red tape has done a lot of research on, is the ease of doing business. And the fingerprinting that happens is really tremendous, Mr. Chairman. An example would be cell sites and data transmission sites of utilities, where they always point to the barangay or to the municipality as not giving permits. This has to end, Mr. Chairman. I think that we have to put everybody in stride and be on the same page, so to speak, Mr. Speaker.
In terms of laws, Ombudsman, meron pa ba tayong kulang ng mga batas in terms of fighting corruption? O sobra na nating daming batas na hindi lang na-implement o hindi lang na-enforce?
Kulang po sa prosecution.
Kulang sa prosecution. Marami na tayong batas.
Marami po tayong batas. Meron po pwede idagdag. Kaya lang sa dami ng batas natin, kaya natin puruin lahat ang kulungan kung talagang ito-prosecute natin lahat.
Right. Thank you, Ombudsman. Ma'am, I'm okay na ako with my questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm happy to note that the new ombudsman has announced, please correct me if this is accurate, the re-establishment of the environmental ombudsman, which was there before. I think former Secretary Remulla knows me quite well, that the environment is one of my core advocacies since 1998. And one of the most important laws is the Republic Act 9003. You were a local government official before. Yan ang nagdudulot ng health problems, flooding concerns, yung pagtatapon ng basura sa open dumps. Yeah. So the ecological solid waste management law, if implemented, I don't know if you would agree, would really ease a lot of the flooding problems, the health problems, and just to make our environment cleaner and greener. But even if the law was enacted 2001, only less than 1/4 of LGUs are complying, because as you yourself said, it's really how the laws are implemented. May I know, sir, whether the environmental ombudsman, as you had recently announced, if I'm correct, will ensure that local governments comply with environmental laws, especially and including the ecological solid waste management law? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm very familiar with the way local governments run their budgets and run down the environment by just thinking about hauling the garbage out and not thinking about where it's brought and what's done with it. I think that has to stop. Because they have the mandate for it, they should be responsible. If they seek the office, they should be responsible for the garbage in their areas. So the environmental ombudsman will come in very soon, Madam Chair. And not only for solid waste management, which is a major problem, of course, which is also related to flood control, but we also need that for illegal reclamation, for deforestation, for a lot of other environmental crimes that happen, oil spills. We have to be able to address these problems face to face and not back down from any challenge. And that is really a big challenge right now, as we have slowed down with even the basic garbage separation in the communities is not happening anymore. People are no longer sorting out their garbage, so they throw it one day and the other one another day. This has to stop now. We will have to come up with the rules to be followed by local government, and that we will do baselines so that to make people comply, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much. With the permission of the chair, and I hope the ombudsman will not mind if I can kindly write a memo of how we did it this was a time, not to compare, of former Ombudsman Conchito Carpio Morales when she had an environmental ombudsman. And if I may mention, he just happened to be your relative, but it's got nothing to do with your relation. It was a project of a Magsaysay awardee whose birthday is today, my good friend, Attorney Tony Oposa. He urged me, sabi niya, Loren, yung mga batas mo maganda, hindi naman pinapansin. Laws are only suggestions and recommendations in this country, but people don't follow. And so, ang ginawa po namin, we lobbied. And buti na lang, I was the chair of that budget at the time for an environmental ombudsman and nagtalaga naman, but I'm not sure if it was a permanent office or parang job order or contract for service. Di ko lang kung may plantilla position for that. And then we wrote all local governments and their compliance with RA 9003 and all the other environmental laws. You're correct, and I'm grateful that you had acknowledged that it's not just the garbage problem and the segregation of garbage at source, recycling and composting, because if it can be done, even in just one barangay in the whole country, why can't the 42,000 other barangays do it? And if I may, in my little barangay in Yogan, in your province, I was able to do it at the time when there was a kapitan na stricto. At yung Mother Earth Foundation ni Sonia Mendoza, an elderly lady but a chemist who's very passionate about segregation, 6 months silang tumira dun at binahay-bahay, tinuruan. Naging Clean and Green awardee po ang Nyogan ng Cavite. It's part of Tagaytay. And in Potrero, in Malabon, ganun din ang gani. That's where I was born. Informal settlers, but I was challenged na sabi ko, anong itsura kong senador, ang sarili kong barangay, ay marumi. So, nanalo rin ng Clean and Green. So, kaya naman po. It's really just the implementation. And I'm glad to know that, yun nga, sana yung issues rin ng deforestation or illegal logging kung meron man. At isa pong hihilingin ko, kakahiling lang natin sa DNR, sa protected areas. We have over 121 protected areas in our country. Terrestrial, marine, and maybe we should be stricter in the implementation of our laws in protected areas. Ito yung mga watersheds, ito yung ang ating karagatan, puro plastic na lang, puro na lang. Basta, my frustration, I'm sure alam ninyo po. So, if we can just reinstate and be really strict about it, that's our wealth as a nation. I don't have to preach to the crowd because I'm sure you know what I mean. So, I would be happy if the ombudsman can reinstate an environmental ombudsman, and I can work very closely with all the laws that we've authored in the past 25 years in the Senate. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman, I will be appointing a deputy ombudsman for the environment, dedicated to the cause of the environment under my office, so that I will be the signatory if needed with the different acts or suspensions or whatever is needed to make people obey the law. This is not rocket science, ma'am. It's just a law that has to be obeyed. And of course, one other concern that we have is the Clean Air Act. The emission centers that we start out doing their jobs has become a racket. And it's just so sad when I go to Badyet and I see the diesel fumes just spilling it out in the streets, and the smell of diesel permeating the air, and nothing has been done about it. I think that we have to go back to the basics. We have the Clean Air Act, we have the LTO, we have the emission centers, but they don't work at all. It's something that has to start again. It has to be restarted for us as it has been a failure through these years.
You're correct, the Clean Air Act, laganap na yung mga balita, matagal na yung mga emission centers, hindi ko po linalahat, iba ay nagbibigay lang ng sertifikasyon, nakapasa, pero pwedeng bayaran na hindi naman tinatest. Kaya nga ang kalidad ng hangin na iniinom natin ay nalalanghap natin ay ganoon na lang. So with the clean air, with the clean water, the solid waste management, and the INIPAS law, the protected area. So I'd like to work closely with whoever you will appoint, if you may, because having been here for a long time and being the author of more than 10 environmental laws, we would be so happy to see these laws implemented, not to scare local governments, not to kulong anyone or to file cases, but really to just really encourage everyone. It's not rocket science, as you said. Talagang kailangan lang ipatupad. Yeah. Thank you. Of course, support the budget of the Ombudsman. I have no more questions, but I will listen. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I don't have any more questions, ma'am. And Ombudsman, I know that bago kayo sa Ombudsman, pero hindi naman kayo bago sa paglaban sa korupsyon. Kikita namin even during your stint sa DOJ na very determined kayo na labanan ng korupsyon. Kami rin dito sa Senado, yan rin ang aming determinasyon, mapanagot ang mga taong sangkot dito sa flood control issue. At kung kailangan may makulong, kailangan talagang ikulong. At isa rin sa aming direksyon ngayon, suportahan yung mga ahensya na may responsibilidad na panugutin itong mga taong to. Ganun rin sinabi namin sa DOJ, ganun din sinabi namin sa judiciary, at ngayon ganun rin yung sasabihin namin sa Ombudsman. Kaya magtulungan tayo para maiayos natin yung ating bansa. So with that, yes.
I join you there regarding flood control, but as we would see in this week's hearing, nakakashock. Pati yung overpricing po ng iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno, nagugulat na lang kami, sinusuri namin yung budget by the hundreds of millions and billions, kinocompute namin yung retail price, tapos yung presyo ng gobyerno. I just really want to know, maybe the Ombudsman can help us. I don't know what will the ICI do it and go beyond flood control. Pag ang gobyerno po ang nagpo-procure, bakit times 4, times 5? Yung nakita mo, may 1,000% yung presyo, I really don't understand. Pag tayo bibili, ganito. Pero pag gobyerno, times 4, times 5. So, ibig sabihin, sa nakaraang taon, hindi pa natin alam to, ang ating linalagay sa GAA ay nasasayang. So, I just feel frustrated about it. Yeah. So, thank you. Maybe the Ombudsman can answer.
Ano po yan? Yun po yung gagawin natin ng paraan, ma'am, para Mr. Chairman, na ito mga overpricing ng procurement dapat matigil talaga. Yung baseline, I think transparency is still the issue. Pag ito po yung malaman ng tao, dahil tayo bibili ng ballpen, 1,000 piso, tingin ko marami po magagalit at marami po magbibid na mas maayos. Tsaka yung ano naman mo, yung procurement law, hindi naman po siya kailangan i-bid out lahat eh. Pwede po sa ano lang eh, pwede po yung mga small amounts, pwede naman yung bilihin mas mura eh. Hindi naman kinakailangan po na paandarin ng mekanismo kagad sa bidding. Yun po yung mga bago ng nakatala sa procurement law na hindi pa po ginagamit sa ngayon. Dapat po gamitin yan. At babantayan po natin, gagawa po tayo ng paraan para magsumbungan po ang publiko tungkol sa bagay nito. At kung pwede po yung mga notes po sa budget hearings tungkol sa overpricing, ay ipadala po sa amin sa Office of the Ombudsman para makakilos po kami tungkol dito.
In the process of reviewing the budget, marami kami nakita. Senator Lauren, marami rin nakita. In fact, mga overpriced street lights, overpriced cat's eye, iba-iba yung nakikita kami. Kasi ngayon talagang tinitignan na rin namin pati DICT, yung Starlink. So maraming, hindi naman namin sinasabi merong anomalya, pero definitely mahal na mahal siya, expensive siya, expensive. So we'll furnish the Ombudsman some of those notes that we have.
Salamat po.
Maraming salamat. So there being no further questions, the budget of the Office of the Ombudsman is now deemed submitted for plenary's consideration. Maraming salamat po.
Salamat.